Take.
Hey, what, we're having an earthquake.
Oh my God, we're having an earthquake.
The 6.8 quake struck at 10:54 this morning.
The Nisqually earthquake occurred in 2001. I was over at headquarters, Fire Station 10. It's an old classic building that has a lot of character, but of course it wasn't designed to withstand earthquakes.
The worst damage was within 2 blocks of my office, and I'm looking at crumbling buildings. I saw cars that were crushed. Luckily, injuries were very minor in that earthquake, but we keep getting these wake-up calls.
People were very concerned with our public buildings. Were the firefighters going to be able to get out? Would they have issues with their equipment? The voters have elected to put some money toward all 32 of our fire stations.
They're going back again and upping the standards because they have learned more with technology and just how earthquakes affect structures.
Every time we have an earthquake, we're updating our codes. What you're seeing behind me is all the work necessary to meet a modern code to be ready for the next big one.
Older structures, a lot of the masonry structures are the most vulnerable.
Brick building is 4 stories high, collapsed because of the earthquake. There are victims under here.
You'll see in pictures a lot of times that is falling down, whether it's floor or ceiling. We're doing a lot of bracing to make those connections strong.
So there's a lot of steel being added. We've got new beams and new columns coming in.
The steel was in here before, it was a little bit too small to meet the current code. So we've upsized the steel to make sure that the doors will be operational, the firefighters can get out.
You never know when the next one is coming, but it's our job to make sure that we're ready because the next one may be bigger.
The city of Napa is prone to disasters.
Earthquakes can happen. You never know when. Love you. I've been through 2 pretty harsh ones, and firefighters are there.
We started 20 years ago, and we got real serious.
It took a little while to develop the plan, but we started the retrofit. In this station, as you see around the station, there's some metal plates that they tied the roof into the walls to ensure that in the event of a rocking motion, they would stay intact.
The morning of the earthquake, I was woken up, like most of us were, to a lot of shaking, a lot of breaking glass. We started responding to the 2,000 calls that had been called in, and we were in a disaster mode.
And I remember everything just shaking, this loud noise. I started making my way to the door, and then that's when the chimney collapsed on me. I think I might be paralyzed because I couldn't feel my legs.
He was in quite a bit of pain when we got there.
When the first responders got there, I felt some sense of relief. Firemen were here, ambulance is here, I'm going to the hospital, I'm gonna be okay.
This station that we're in today, Station 1, was just earthquake retrofitted right before the earthquake. Had it not been, very likely all the apparatus in here would have been damaged and been out of service, and we would not have been able to respond.
We're standing right on the San Andreas Fault, the infamous San Andreas Fault. The big one. If it happens, we're going to be cut off from everybody on that side. This is where it's going to start, right here. We're going to have beachfront property. On top of our normal duties out here, we were asked to participate in a Quake Smart mitigation inspection program. You got a lot of weight on the top, and that thing could, once it starts rocking. We have a little checklist we'll go through. We'll look at water heaters, sprinkler systems. Is the piping secure? Water heaters, are they restrained properly? Water heater falls over, we end up with a gas leak in the building. There's a gas leak, let's go, turn around that way!
Simple gas leaks are going to be huge in an earthquake.
Right now we have a major fire burning.
All it takes is maybe $5 worth of materials to secure that to the wall.
Looks like you're well on your way.
We're giving them good information to make their business, their organization, safer place to be in a disaster. And all they have to do is just take that and make it happen.
Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for working on that for us.
Earthquakes can occur anytime.
You don't see it coming. It literally shakes your world.
It's critical to take care of each station.
If the engines are stuck, buried in concrete.
If a station is not accounted for, that's a whole team that's getting taken out of the loop.
If you can't get your resources onto the street, then you can't do your job.